You are listening to Venus Rose, interactive spiritual Q&A and the power of sound.
Music is like sunshine.
Hello, conscious souls. How are you feeling? When I look outside of my window, I see trees in their orange, reddish dresses. Autumn is in full mode here in the northern hemisphere on Earth. One of my oldest friends lives in the southern hemisphere, and she sent me 2 days ago the most beautiful spring pictures from the coastline and shores where she lives. So stunning and beautiful. Thank you. There are impressive, those seasons here on Earth, the dance of change in nature, not only before our eyes, but we in between, and more so deep within us. I visited my family yesterday and spent some time with my nieces and nephews. Usually I do interview them about what is happening in their lives, but yesterday everything was just flowing. I was observing what transformation they all have been going through the past months during this year. My goodness and gracious, they grow up so fast. I saw in other families as well how everything shifts when children arrive. It is like everyone is reminded that there is a new perspective, the possibility for a new start. In my community, people are talking about the third eye atlas that is floating through our solar system. Yes, I know, officially it is called 3-eye atlas. But to be honest, in the last days since I meditated on it, I have pressure on my third eye, so to me this name is fitting. Interesting cosmic visions came through in my mind's eye this morning. Many are talking about whatever this object may be in detail, brings energies that helps shift our mental capacities and hopefully the emotional ones too, since it is so close to the sun, right on time for the transformational season of Scorpio. To be honest, I'm not up to date with the solar flares right now, but whatever energies are close to the sun will be amplified and radiated into our whole solar system. The energies of fixed water are present through Scorpio. We ought to look into our deepest emotions and what is needed to be let go of. I realized when I want to transition something, I can see where I am headed. When I go through a phase of transformation, I am not. That kind of change brings forth something entirely new. This is the call of Pluto. Die and be reborn again. I want to quote one of my favorite astrologers, Molly McCord, in this place. Full credits to her for those words, but it could have not been said any more beautiful. So, she states, Scorpio energy is relational, and it wants to guide us into deeper truth around relationships, connections, passion, souls merging, and energies coming together, join forces, join resources, expand the energy field through the depth of what's going on below the surface. We have to tend to what is churning within us, to be aware of what needs to go, to be filtered out and cleansed. Scorpio season wants to take us deeper into our six senses, our intuitive senses, our psychic abilities, and essentially asks us to close our eyes and trust what you are feeling, that you cannot perhaps see, touch, taste, or hear, and listen to what your intuition is picking up upon. I was outdoors in nature with my mentees earlier, and one of them asked me, how can I stay true to myself during a phase of transformation? What a tricky question. I will explain why, and thank you, Eileen, for being so honest and open about it. She said that she realized that while working on herself, which means being conscious with what she is doing with her mind, body, and soul, it is difficult to navigate the influences of others in her closest environment. She says that she senses that they notice that she is changing, and that the reaction is mostly not so positive. At times people even distance themselves from her to a degree. On one hand, it is a process that we all go through, no matter what age. When we change something and people around us are not comfortable with it, we will spend less time together. On the other hand, it is a maturing process when you work on yourself and take full responsibility for your actions. Most people do not do that. They play the blame game, which is way more easier to push stuff onto others instead. As I said earlier, when you go into a transformation, you do not know how you will turn out at the end. Is there even one? I say that it is an ongoing dance in this always expanding universe. But there are several stages, just like the caterpillar, the cocoon, and the butterfly. So, can you really stay true to yourself when you transform the different roles you are playing at work or at school or with friends? Maybe you are tired of playing roles. I myself, for instance, am always me. There are no roles. Different frequencies, of course, several kind of focus to hold in varied circumstances. Yes, but always me. So back to the core of your question. When I first heard you describe it, I was like, how can she be true to herself when she is changing? Would she not be stuck somehow in one of the roles she created before? But what if it is your soul calling, asking you to be honest and true about what is really coming from the depth of your being? And I do not mean a special desire or any superficial wish. I mean, what is it that truly wants to come forth in every moment, each and every day? To be able to hold that frequency of your soul, that is the dance. Each stage after transformation is a bit more easier to hold it, at least in my humble opinion. Being able to strip away what was tossed on us in childhood or we've been programmed by through society is a step further to ourselves. This is a world where duality reigns. People are talking about good versus evil. I prefer light and dark, or simply, do you choose love, goodness, where you can expand, or fear that keeps you on a narrow path? One of my favorite teachers said something beautiful, similar to light is the energy that expands, but rips things apart while doing it. The darkness simply wants things to stay the same, get stuck and dense, and even more dense with it. So listen to the quiet voice within you that is lovely, relaxed, and positive. It is always there. It will guide you through any transformation and will greet you when you reached the next stage. I hope this was helpful of some kind for you and others out there. I love it when you send me questions. You can leave them in the comments of my YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds or my Instagram. For those of you who do not have social media and love to send questions or would like to book a one-on-one session with me to get a coaching about your own spiritual transformation, send me an email for further details. You can find everything in the show notes. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a beautiful start into the new week. And as always, let me know what moves you. Love to you all. Rose.